Hey good people, I bring you this video post because I think I have solved the riddle that is the scripted narrative of this year's coming NFL season and what that heads to, the Super Bowl. I do believe the two teams that will represent the Super Bowl will be the Detroit Lions in their first Super Bowl for the NFC and the Indianapolis Colts and Andrew Luck for the AFC. For the NFC Championship game, I expect Bears versus Lions at NFC North head-to-head. Bears and Lions, oh my. I can see the headlines already. And in the AFC, I expect predictable Colts versus Broncos, where Andrew Luck dethrones Peyton Manning. And right now, I'm debating on who's going to win that game. Based on what I predicted this weekend and the outcome of that, I'm suspecting the Indianapolis Colts will be the Super Bowl champions at the end of the 2014-15 season. Heartbreak for the Lions, but at the same time, a Super Bowl. Why do I think that? It's because heading into this weekend, I wrote, watch for the number 44. 44. Why? Because the numerology of this past Sunday, yesterday, was 44. The date was September 21st, 14. That's how you write it, 9/21/14. There's a way in numerology of summing. I'm not making this up. This is numerology, old world practices. 9 plus 21 plus 14 sums to 44. Yesterday, week 3 of the NFL season, the Colts beat the Jaguars by a score of 44-17, in which Andrew Luck threw 4 touchdown passes. Last year in week 3 of the NFL, the Seattle Seahawks defeated the Jacksonville Jaguars by a score of 45-17, almost the same score. Also, 44 years earlier in history, in the 1970-71 season, the Baltimore Colts won their first NFL championship. The Baltimore Colts. Now they're the Indianapolis Colts. Well, only one other game this NFL weekend had 44 connections. That happened to be the Baltimore Ravens versus the Cleveland Browns, which in a way you could say was the old Browns versus the new Browns. Because if you don't follow the NFL, the Cleveland Browns lost their football team, the oldest football team in the league, which went to Baltimore, and then a few seasons later got a new team. So the old Cleveland Browns became the Baltimore Ravens, and then the new Cleveland Browns were played. Well, in that game, the Baltimore Ravens beat the Cleveland Browns by a score of 23-21. 23 plus 21 sums to 44. Keep in mind, Cleveland is also one of very few cities in the country with a 33 name named after Grover Cleveland, who won 3 separate presidential terms, the only president to do so, and he did it at a weird time on a vote called the mugwump vote. The gematria of the word mugwump sums to 33, just like the name Cleveland, just like the name Clinton. And if you don't know, Bill Clinton wasn't born Bill Clinton, he was born Bill Blythe. He changed his name to Clinton just before he went off to school at Harvard. Bringing it back to football. So this past weekend, we had this, I said watch for the 44, and boy did it show up in a very curious way, and then it led me into going, oh wow, the Colts won their first Super Bowl 44 years ago from this coming Super Bowl, so it'll be the 44-year anniversary of that Super Bowl. That's the AFC, and why I think they'll be playing the Broncos in the AFC Championship is because these things are kind of predictable. The Broncos right now are the #1 favorite for the Super Bowl. That might have changed since they just lost to the Seahawks at home, but going into the season, they were the #1 odds team to win the Super Bowl. Colts versus Broncos AFC Championship would mean the old quarterback of the Colts, Peyton Manning, versus the new quarterback, Andrew Luck. And that's kind of like a rivalry controversy thing for NFL enthusiasts, this Manning-Luck replacement thing. So there's a big storyline. And then Luck beating Manning would be kind of like, you know, imagine what that would mean for his career. Also, it would be Manning on the way down. First he gets blown out. You could imagine it in the Super Bowl versus the Seahawks. And then he gets knocked out one game short of it by the man who replaced him. That's the narrative I expect. In the NFC, we have the Detroit Lions. And where they first caught my eye was in the preseason. I saw that they were the only team with 33 to 1 odds to win the Super Bowl. And I said, that's interesting. But that wasn't enough for me. I thought, I don't do sports betting personally. I'm not into gambling. And I haven't I should go back and look at all the teams that had 33 to 1 odds historically and see if they've ever won. But where it got more interesting for me is that I saw this morning Detroit hosted the first Super Bowl in their city 33 years ago, coming from this. It'll be the 33-year anniversary of that this coming Super Bowl. And when Detroit was first in the football league, before it was even the NFL, they were in the league from 33 to 49, 33 to 49 in the Western Conference Division. And why 33 and 49 are significant goes to this year's Super Bowl. You can go back to my blog, freetofindtruth.blogspot.com. The day after the Super Bowl, I wrote this post about next year's Super Bowl, how the big numbers were 33 and 49. And these are very important numbers in the beginning of our nation, as well as the Bible and many other places. I'll get into that. But this year's Super Bowl will be the 49th Super Bowl, and it's going to be played on the 33rd parallel north in Glendale, Arizona. Glendale, Arizona. The gematria of Glendale also is 33, like the words Clinton, Cleveland, as we mentioned earlier, the significant number. In the Bible, the first book of the Bible is Genesis. Genesis has a gematria of 33. Revelation, the final book of the Bible, has a gematria of 49. So 33 and 49, these very important numbers. Also, the Bible is of 66 books. 66 books. 39 Old Testament, 27 New Testament. The NFL was established in the year 66. The name Andrew Austin Luck, the way he spells it, sums to 66 in gematria. And his life number, if you sum his birthday, sums to 39, like the number of books in the Old Testament. These... One second, people. So these numbers... Sorry to be interrupted, but these numbers, you guys, they're very important, and they're scripting sports as well as so many other things by them. And if you have trouble believing that this could ever be done, you need to think again. There is big money on this, and there's so much that's important about the NFL for our society. It's a huge part of our culture. I live in Seattle right now, where every 10th car is driving around with 1 or 2 flags on it with a number 12, which represents the 12th man, which the NFL fans call themselves. Plus, if you come to Seattle, you're going to see every 10th person is wearing a Seahawks jersey, and it's been that way for 3 years now here. So football is growing and becoming more of our culture. And just think about football and Christianity. They're both centered around Sunday. Sunday, the Bible, Christianity, NFL. The NFL was established in the year 66. The Church of Satan was established in the year 66. The word football in gematria sums to 29, which reduces to 11. There's 11 players on the field. F-O-O, the opening 3 letters, all become 6 in gematria because F is the 6th letter, O is the 15th, so 1 plus 5 becomes 6. 1 plus 5 becomes 6. Down in the comments, I will link my introductory video and the significance of these letters into numbers. I will show you that the entire alphabet is based on this ancient old world knowledge, mathematics, gematria, and this practice is happening all the time around us, including the NFL. So yes, I strongly do stand by these picks. If I change my mind at any point for any given reason, I will make that clear. But right now I feel very strongly, if I was a gambling person, I would be willing to make a significant bet on the Colts and the Lions for this year's Super Bowl. For those of you who are into sports gambling, if this is your thing, I really encourage you to look at this. I think you will have more success with this than anything else. Look at the boxer, Mayweather. Look at my post on him. I'm going to link that below. Right now he's currently 47-0 with 26 knockouts. I will show you what is significant about both of those numbers Also, I'll link a few other posts that are related to this sports thing, covering other sports, NBA, MLS, tennis. It's happening. This is not unique to the NFL. I'm trying to show you guys this is a widely established, ongoing thing. That's why I feel confident that I can make these predictions, because I know they are doing this. And if I'm wrong, if I am wrong, it's because I've overlooked a team that has as strong of numerical connections, possibly stronger. So if I find that, I will let you know. But Lions, Colts, just watch.